Here's what most people get completely wrong about water purifiers. They think RO water purifiers is the best choice, but it's not. Sometimes it is an overkill. RO water purifiers reduce the TDS level by almost 90%, and when you use it when you don't need it, the TDS levels can become too low, leaving you with water that tastes flat and lacks essential minerals. So the first step is to test your water with a TDS meter to understand what type of purifier you need. RO water purifiers are required where UV-UF water purifiers don't work well. That is, when your TDS levels are above 250 ppm, which is generally the limit of UV-UF water purifiers. If you don't know what type of purifier is best for you, I've added a section towards the end of this video which should help guide you. Jump to that from the timestamps below. Now this video will focus on RO water purifiers, which is the most relevant in India due to the water quality in many parts of the country. I've gone over 75 RO water purifiers to help narrow down the list for you. Other recommended UV, UF or nano water purifiers are linked in the description. Let's start with one of the most painful aspects of RO water purifier, its maintenance. Annual maintenance for RO water purifiers is generally 5 to 7,000 just for filter replacement. Most products have a 1 year or a 6,000 litre filter replacement cycle. This is where there is some good news for us. Newer companies like Urban Company, Atomberg and newer products of AquaGuard that you see on the screen have a higher 12,000 litre or once in 2 years replacement cycle, whichever comes first. This immediately brings down the maintenance cost by half. Secondly, in some newer products like the Atomberg Intelon, there is no force to change all the filters together. Intelligence is now brought into the product so that only the filters that need replacement can be changed while the others can continue. While many brands advertise multi-stage filtration, you need to understand that each stage means more components to replace and higher maintenance bills. So ignore the number of stages, only focus on what's essential for filtration. Now a new technology that is coming in RO systems is adaptive filtration, which only uses the essential filters when required. For example, if your input water TDS fluctuates, the water purifier uses RO only when it's required, not by default. So far, only the Atomberg Intelon seems to have it, but I expect other brands to follow in the coming years. Service network matters more than you think for RO water purifier, as the frequent maintenance is high. So traditional brands like Kent, AquaGuard, Pureit, Smith lead the pack with the best service. New age brands like Urban Company's service is solid where they operate, but I have been seeing some complaints on lack of availability of service schedules in many instances. Atomberg is new in this space, but if service is similar to their other products, it is expected to be decent in areas that they do cover. Warranty-wise, most brands give you a 1-year warranty with additional warranty on the stainless steel tank when available. Urban Company, Atomberg and the new models of AquaGuard, which is the Enrich and Ritz Pro, have a 2-year warranty with some models of Live Pure giving 2.5 years. Now let's come to the core of the water purifier, its filtration. There are some common aspects and there are some differences between purifiers. First is the sediment filter. Think of this as a bouncer for your purifier. It stops the big particles before it can damage your expensive RO membrane. In addition to the sediment filter, some brands give a free pre-filter, for some others it needs to be purchased separately. Next is the carbon filter, which helps to tackle weird smells and tastes in your water. An RO membrane, which is the star of the show really, filters down 0.0001 microns to purify the water. And in-tank UV sterilization, which helps to keep the water germ-free in the tank when it is stored for extended periods. Let's start with the most controversial one, TDS adjustment. Now this is a key component if your input water is between 200 to 500 ppm. Without it, your output TDS level drops below 50 ppm, which is not good for health and also tastes bad. HUL, AO Smith, V-Guard, LG, Urban Company skip this feature entirely. So they are suitable for areas with TDS above 500 ppm. Havells, AquaGuard, Live Pure, Kent generally included. So these brands are suitable in areas where TDS is 200 to 500 or above, where UV purifiers don't work. Atomberg has adaptive filtration, so it adjusts the use of the RO membrane based on the input water quality without the need of a TDS controller. Next is the ultra or microfiltration. This is great for separating viruses and bacteria from water. You only need this if your purifier uses a TDS adjuster. Why? Because the TDS adjuster blends some filtered water back into the RO water to add essential minerals back into water. Some Havells and Live Pure models have controllers but skip the UF altogether. I'd skip those models. Now there are some modules which I consider optional. First is the mineralizer and alkaline models. Now RO does strip off essential minerals and slightly changes the pH. These modules try to compensate for it, but generally a good diet can cover this gap. Next is the copper module. There are some health claims about the benefits of copper, but this module can alter the taste of water and many users don't love it. So if you are finicky about the taste of water, skip water purifiers with copper module. Now let's come to the water purifier capacity and amount of water it stores. Water purifier tank capacity should depend on the size of your family and power situation in your area. If you don't have frequent power cuts, a smaller capacity is sufficient. For larger families or areas with frequent power cuts, a larger capacity is required. Now, majority of water purifiers use food grade plastic, which is considered perfectly safe. But if you do prefer stainless steel, look for LG, V-Guard, Regive, Havells Gracia or the AquaGuard Ritz models. These are generally more expensive. One thing to note is that some water purifiers which do have hot and cold dispensing only have the hot water tank in stainless steel. The other tank is plastic. So unless dual stainless steel tank is mentioned, it is just the hot water tank in stainless steel. Now let's talk about some convenience based features. First is the hot water dispensing. If you prefer hot water up to 80 degrees Celsius, then only the water purifiers that you see on the screen have this option. The hot water tanks are typically stainless steel, which is nice. We already spoke about dual stainless steel tanks earlier. The next aspect is touch-based dispensing. Some water purifiers like the ones you see on the screen look sleek and modern with touch-based dispensing. But here's the catch. No electricity means no water in such situations. So if you don't have reliable backup power, you should stick with manual dispensing. Lastly, the app connectivity. Some water purifiers now come with an app-based connectivity to help monitor your TDS levels as well as the filter life. Urban Company M2, the Attenberg Intelon and the AquaGuard Enrich and Ritz Pro include this. Handy for knowing when maintenance is due or when your TDS requires adjustment. Generally, pricing varies between 8,000 to 20,000 for a decent RO water purifier system. The pricier ones generally offer larger tanks, stainless steel tanks, advanced or adaptive filtration, touch controls, hot water dispensing, or smart features. You should consider investing in water purifiers with the essential levels of filtration for your water quality and the service availability in your area before ordering. So, now that we understand how to narrow down from the hundreds of water purifiers available in the market, let's get to my recommendation. Let's start with the segment above 15,000, which provides the best filtration. All the recommendations here address the biggest maintenance pain point for RO water purifiers, the filter life and the filter change frequency. All these RO purifiers also come with app monitoring of the TDS levels of the output water and the filter life. My first recommendation is the AquaGuard Enrich Aura 2X. This comes with a 7-liter water tank with 8-stage filtration including RO. It also includes a taste adjuster, so it can be used in areas with TDS upwards of 250 ppm. This comes with a 2-year warranty as well as a 2-year filter change indicator, and the status can be monitored on the app. AquaGuard also has one of the best service networks in the country for water purifiers. My next recommendation is the Attenberg Intelon RO water purifier. Attenberg has introduced some new and much required tech in water purifiers, the TDS-based filtration, which only uses RO when absolutely required. This is useful in areas where water supply is mixed and the TDS levels keep changing. The only challenge right now is the post-sale service network. Attenberg is new in this space and post-sale service is yet to be validated. And lastly, the Urban Company Native M2. This has a 10-stage filtration including RO, UV, copper and alkaline. It has real-time monitoring of TDS and filter life via the app, and water taste and purification quality is high. This does not have a TDS adjuster, so when it is used in areas with less than 500 ppm, the output TDS does go really low and has been a complaint by many users. Some users have also raised complaints about service scheduling delays, so try to ensure serviceability in your area before purchasing this. Now, Urban Company also has the native M1 at a lower price without app monitoring and manual dispensing if that is preferred for you. Now let's discuss the value segment, range between 10 to 15,000. My first recommendation is the Kent Grand. This includes an essential 4-stage filtration required in an RO water purifier, including RO, UV, UF and carbon filters for smells. It also includes a TDS controller, so the output TDS can be maintained in the safe drinking range, normally set between 50 and 150 ppm. Kent also has the best service network. Filter replacement is yearly, however, and the design is still age-old, but it is functional. Kent also has a next variant in this, the Kent Supreme, with similar functionality but improved design if that's what you prefer. My next recommendation is the Pureit Eco Water Saver. This has a large 10-litre tank with 7-stage filtration. This variant claims less water wastage than other purifiers, but many users say that it is not the case. So I would take that with a pinch of salt. Pureit also has a good service network across the country and filter replacement is once a year. Since the size of this tank is 10 litre, which makes the purifier large, you can also consider the Pureit Vital Plus with a 7 litre tank and a smaller form factor. Pureit does not generally have a TDS controller, so this purifier is ideal for areas with 500 ppm or above TDS only. If you're looking for a stainless steel tank, my recommendation is the LG RO water purifier that you see on the screen. This has a multi-stage filtration including mineral boost and has a 10-year warranty on the stainless steel tank, which is great. But unlike their large appliances, the service for LG small appliances is average at best. Next, in the budget segment under 10,000. Generally, the tank sizes in this segment are smaller and the essential filtration still remains. There's very little difference between these various models, so pick one based on service availability in your area. My first recommendation is the Livpure Globe Pro Plus Plus. This is a 7-litre RO UV UF water purifier. This does not include TDS adjuster, so ideal for areas with TDS above 500 ppm. Service is good as well. Livpure does have a rental service for their RO purifiers, but that has significant service satisfaction issues. This product is a great buy, however. My next recommendation is the Havells Aqua S. This is ideal if you want a corner mounting of your water purifier. It is a good budget option for effective purification and clean water quality. It does not include a TDS controller, so ideal for areas above 500 ppm. And last recommendation is the HUL Pureit Marina Prime Mineral. This has a 6-stage filtration and mineral enrichment. Pureit has a good service network across the country. This does not have a taste adjuster, so again ideal for areas above 500 ppm. Otherwise, the output water TDS would be too low. And now my real last recommendation at a budget, the AquaGuard Sure Delight Next. This is only a 6-litre tank, so better go for one of the others if you have frequent power fluctuations in your area and a non-reliable backup. That said, this also does not have a taste adjuster, so ideal for areas with TDS above 500 ppm. If you have TDS between 250 and 500 ppm, consider getting the next model of this, the AquaGuard Sure Delight Next Aqua Saver, which does include a taste adjuster to ensure the TDS does not go too low. Now, if you want hot water dispensing as well, I have two recommendations for you, and both of these tend to be above the 20,000 price point. If your TDS level is between 250 to 500 ppm or higher, you can consider the AquaGuard Blaze Instant Hot and Ambient Water Purifier. It does have a TDS adjuster, which makes sure that the TDS does not go too low when the input TDS is between 250 and 500. This has a dual stainless steel tank and can dispense hot water up to 80 degrees Celsius. It also has a child lock for safety. The tank is, however, small, only 5.6 litre. If your TDS is consistently over 500, you can consider the A.O. Smith Z9 Pro. This has a larger tank, a 10-litre one, and can deliver hot water at two temperatures, 45 and 80 degrees. Hot water does take a few minutes to heat, however. Service is generally good in Tier 1 cities but is flaky in small towns. So check serviceability in your area before purchasing. Lastly, if you want an under-the-counter RO water purifier so that you can hide the water purifier altogether, you can consider the A.O. Smith Z2 Plus. This has a 6-stage filtration for safe drinking water. A.O. Smith generally does not have TDS adjusters, so this water purifier is suitable for areas with TDS above 500 ppm so that the output TDS does not get too low. Overall, a great space-saving design with a dedicated faucet for purified water. Those were my top recommendations. I promised earlier to cover how to understand the right water purifier for you. So let's get to that. Let's understand what the safe drinking water range is first. Now there are different references here. The Bureau of Indian Standards or BIS says it is okay to have water purifiers up to 500 ppm. WHO recommends an upper limit of 300 ppm for optimal health. And as a reference, mineral water brands like Bisleri use a palatable water range of 50 to 150 ppm. So at the end of the filtration, your TDS level should be in this safe range, whichever one that you want to pick. When your TDS level is above 500 ppm, RO is always the best choice. You don't need a water purifier with a TDS controller here, as the output water will be in the safe drinking range above 50 ppm. If your TDS level is between 200 and 500 ppm, you can either use a nano water purifier, which uses different types of filters based on your input TDS levels, or an RO water purifier that does come with a TDS adjuster. Many of you ask me why not UV purifiers for this TDS range. UV water purifiers explicitly claim support only up to 200 to 250 ppm. If that's the case, why would you want to use it beyond its supported range? If your TDS level is below 200 and 250 ppm and you get municipality water, your water is already pretty clean. A UV UF water purifier is more than sufficient and you do not need an RO water purifier. Your TDS levels will not change when you use a UV UF water purifiers. If your area is known to have heavy metals in water, that is, it includes arsenic, lead or other metals, you need either a nano water purifier or an RO water purifier irrespective of the TDS levels. Now about the TDS controller debate. Yes, it does mix a tiny bit of filtered water back into RO after filtration. But this isn't some dirty water we are talking about. It's already been through UV UF treatment. The amount mixed is minimal and it is required to prevent your output water to drop below 50 ppm, which is not good for health as it lacks essential minerals. I've linked to my recommended UV UF water purifiers and nano water purifiers in the description if those are more apt for you. If you found this video useful, share the video and subscribe to become part of the 1.6 lakh plus community that trusts us with their decision making. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.